what question? Actually, we'll go ahead and click the first one. Go ahead and click it, Blake. 1 point. List all you can. Click it. First hand I see. Characteristics to hold office in the House and the Senate. I think it's you.
For the Senate, you have to be over 30 years old for the House.
You have to be over 30?
To serve in the Senate. The House
-1.
No, minimum of 25. Minimum of 25 years old.
for the House.
Who's got next, Blake?
The House is 25.
There's only 2 groups.
That group.
Okay, Blake's making it up as he goes. Go ahead. Characteristics.
I'm really
The
not.
House and the Senate.
House and the Senate.
For the House, you have to be 20. You have to be at least 25.
A minimum of 25.
And you. There's
Yeah, go ahead, zoom in on it.
There's 435.
435 members of the House.
There needs to be a time limit for this. This is not okay.
I know. She's got to go. 5.
You
4.
can serve a something with 7 years.
Something with 7. What does that mean? 3.
That's not.
You can
2.
serve a 2-year term.
You have a 2-year term. Anything else?
Oh, and the Senate, you have to be at least 30.
At least
You
30.
can serve a 6-year term.
6-year term.
And there is 100 members.
100 members in the Senate. Anything else?
You have to be a resident of the United States for 9 years for the Senate.
9 years for the Senate.
7 years.
7 years. Anything else you want to tell me? 3, 2, 1. Anything?
We have something.
Yeah, but y'all already missed. Y'all already missed.
You gave him a point for saying 30.
He said over 30.
You missed Karen. Yeah.
What was-
You got to be a minimum of 30. Got to be a minimum of 30.
Okay, can we go next?
No, you gave me the last correct answer. Go ahead and touch the House. Pick me a category. Gotta go. Your group.
Articles.
For what?
One.
Articles for 1. Big spender. List all you can. You have it first. Go ahead and click it. Home country. Home country. First hand I see will have it second. You have it first though, so you'll have it second. Go.
Oh, is it this one about if the president needs to? Never mind.
The president
-1.
Oh, wait.
Go ahead. Home country.
The article where Michelle Obama said that Obama's home country was Kenya, and the birthers were jumped on it and said that no. It's
Wait. The birthers what?
Jump on it.
Japanese?
Yeah, stop.
The birthers. What did you say? Okay, so Michelle Obama actually, in giving a talk, had actually referred to Barack's home country as being his home country in Kenya, is what she said. And you're right. This is actually something that fires up the birthers. What was significant about saying his home country in Kenya? What did it sound like? What did it imply? Anybody in the group?
That he was not a U.S. citizen.
That he was actually born in Kenya, that he was not a U.S. citizen. Go ahead, touch the House. Pick me a category. Gotta go.
Executive,
How much?
2 points.
Executive for 2. List all you can. Click it. Qualifications to be president, informal and formal. You have it first. Next group hand I see. It looks like it'll be Amir. Qualifications to be president, formal and informal.
You have to be a U.S. citizen first.
What?
A U.S. citizen
From
from America.
the last word that you said, a U.S. citizen. Oh, there's a...
United States. From the United States.
Well, no. There's a really big thing. 4. Oh, shame on you.
Oh,
3.
You need to be 35 at least.
You do need to be 35. I'll give you that. 1, 2. 3, 2, 1.
You
Go.
have to be natural born.
Natural born citizen. Yes, you've got to be a natural born citizen. Oh, this is yours. I'm sorry. Wait, no, Amir's in your group.
Yeah, he's in our group.
That's not our group.
Oh, my bad. Amir's.
Yeah.
Wait, how many groups are there?
Team dues. Wrong. I'm not wrong.
I don't know.
1, 2. Tell me more.
Yeah, you live in America.
How many groups are there?
Say something?
Say what? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there's 3 in America.
That was your group, but it just.
Minimum 14 years. 1, 2, go. Come on over. Don't be shy. Zoom in on them. Go ahead. 5, 4. Formal and informal qualifications. 3. 35 years old, you said. 14-year residency requirement. Natural born citizen. 2, 1. Go ahead. You're the only group that hasn't.
It helps to be the Secretary of State prior to being the president.
You know, it actually does. That's probably a good informal one. Anything else you want to tell me?
They can serve a maximum of 2 terms.
It's not really
35
qualified.
years old.
What's that?
35 years old.
Has that been said?
Yeah.
-2.
Where? 35 years old?
Yeah, I even repeated 35 years old. Actually, there's a video that deals with informal qualifications.
That's not fair. Wait, we have to talk about this. Okay, I don't think we should get a point off for saying it twice. That shouldn't be like. I don't
-2.
Are you serious?
Zoom in. Informal qualifications. Do you remember talking about being wealthy, coming from the log cabin? You remember we talked about that in that video? Do you remember talking about basically gender, being married, being religious, these kinds of things? Take a look at that video. Please take a look at that video. Y'all gave me the last correct answer. Pick me a category. Go ahead, touch the house. Sophia, everybody's going to be mad at me before the end. That's half the fun of the game. Pick me a category. And actually, you need to get in any group except for the one that you're in right now. Which either this one or that one. Congress for how much? Gotta go. Congress for 5. List all you can. Click it. Powers of the House and the Senate.
Okay, all bills relating to spending and like taxation have to come from the House.
All bills. And let's see, this is the question mark group, right? 1, 2 in the positive now. All bills, revenue bills, taxation bills must originate in the House. Any idea why?
Because the House represents the people, because they're elected more like by the representation of the people.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The House is going to be closest to the people. This is a property issue. Exactly. Tell me more. Anything
The
else?
Senate confirms all the president's appointments to cabinet positions.
All the president's appointments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like
Secretary of State.
cabinet. Anything else?
Also, they have to approve like Supreme Court justices.
Justices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Do your thing.
4, 3. Anything else? 2. Go ahead.
I think the Senate can override a president's veto by 2/3 vote. Both House and Senate. I don't know.
Both the House and the Senate. I'm looking for distinctive powers that are to each one, though. 3.
Oh, the
2.
House can bring up impeachment.
What is impeachment?
Impeachment charges.
What is impeachment?
To decide whether the president should be removed from office, but not necessarily remove him from office.
The House.
To bring charges.
What is impeachment?
To bring
4.
charges
To bring charges.
against the president.
Bring charges actually against any elected official. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And actually, understand, the House actually brings the charges. What kind of vote do you need?
2/3.
-5.
What? Minus.
Simple majority. Go.
So it is a simple majority, but the Senate then has to decide whether they are.
So what is that called when the Senate does that?
They-
Anybody in the group? 4.
No,
Filibuster.
filibuster.
The Senate filibusters to determine their innocence or guilt?
Filibuster is another power.
Okay, what is it called when the Senate, what does the Senate do regarding impeachment? 4, 3,
Don't say anything. You can say something.
2, 1.
They decide.
-5. Anything.
The Senate does the trial.
The Senate tries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Senate tries the impeachment. What else?
On the impeachment?
Anything? Powers of the House and the Senate. 5, 4. Go ahead.
The Congress has the power to declare war.
Okay, both houses of the House and the Senate has the power to declare war. It's kind of like the veto, though. Something that is distinctive to only the House or only the Senate. 4, 3, 2.
In case of an electoral college tie, the Senate is. No,
Okay,
no.
I have a feeling we're getting ready to take a -5. Understand on this. The House, pardon me, the House deals with revenue bills. The Senate, if you'll remember on this, deals with appointments. And you mentioned cabinet, you mentioned judges, you could mention ambassadors, you could mention public ministers and consuls. The Senate approves treaties, remember. And the Senate tries with a 2/3 vote impeachment, simple majority, the House will actually charge. Those kinds of things. Those probably a good start, but don't forget those because I know we went over them. You gave me the last correct answer, your group. Pick me a category. Go ahead, touch. Thank you.
You didn't give us a word for filibuster.
We're not taking.
Yeah, filibuster is actually something the Senate could do, but since you gave it to me out of order, no, I'm not going to give you points. Pick me a category. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
Rights, 3 points.
Civil rights for 3. List all you can. Home country. Touch the House. That's a typo. Go ahead, pick me another one.
2 points.
2 points, civil rights. Brown versus Board of Education, first hand I see. It's you.
It desegregated public schools.
Click it.
In the South.
Desegregated American public schools. That is
Question.
1, 2. You're in the lead. Pick me a category. Go ahead, touch the House.
Executive 5.
Ooh. Woo. 25th Amendment, first hand I see. Yo, go.
Temporary transfer powers to Vice President.
Okay, explain it to me. There's 4 sections of the 25th Amendment. Looks like you've got it next. But you have it now. What are the 4 sections? 5.
In case of
4.
the removal of the president, the vice president shall be the president.
If the president is removed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the vice president will become president. Tell me more. Section 2.
Vacancy of the vice president, the president shall nominate vice president confirmed by the majority vote of both House of Congress.
Both House of Congress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We were talking about appointments before. The Senate is the one that actually will basically approve the nominations, the appointments. However, if the vice president is getting nominated by the president, it is both the House and the Senate. Now, for section 3 and 4, I need something more than you just reading it to me.
Okay, well...
And anybody in the group can jump in. Go ahead.
Well, the president can write a declaration in case he needs to step out of his president.
Who does he have to give this to? 5.
The
4.
Speaker and
Speaker?
the Senate.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leadership of the House. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leadership of the Senate. Anything else? President has to write a declaration and give it to the leadership of the House, leadership of the Senate. What does it say? 4, 3, 2.
The vice president can step in the presidency until he is able to come back.
The president can actually give up the presidency, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in section 3 by submitting a written declaration that he is unable to fulfill the powers and duties of the office to the leadership of the House, leadership of the Senate. When can the president get the power back? 3.
Whenever he's able to come back.
2.
When he...
Anybody else? 1. Whenever the president submits in writing to the leadership of the House, leadership of the Senate, that in fact he is able to take it over. First hand I see. What does section 4 say? Okay, I guess it's you again. I tried to give it to somebody else.
Majority of Congress and the vice president can declare if the president is unfit.
Majority of Congress?
Majority.
Who is it?
Cabinet.
My majority of the cabinet, minus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Explain it to me.
The cabinet gets
Zoom in. Go ahead.
The cabinet gets together and they decide that the president is unfit to serve like his duties. And
Okay.
they vote and then they write a letter with the vice president.
Okay, the vice president and a majority of the cabinet can declare the president as being unfit. You're absolutely right. And then how does the president get the office back after this has been submitted to the House, submitted to the leadership of the Senate?
The cabinet have to come back and decide that he is now fit to serve.
Cabinet and the vice president. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you give me any examples of any of these? 4, 3. What's that? What about Air Force One? Anybody in the group? 3.
The president's in the movie, and the president, when the plane is taken over, they try to get the president to say he's unfit to serve by the cabinet. They're trying to get the vice president to sign off on it.
What was the president being forced to do?
They had like a gun to like his kid, and they wanted to like make a treaty. And
wow! Wrong group? My bad. My bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In Air Force One, they actually did use Section 4, and they had a gun to the head of his daughter. They wanted him to remove political prisoners, and the cabinet went to the vice president and said he's not thinking like a president, he's thinking like a husband and a father. He's not fit for duty. That's a good one. Can anybody first... Actually, you...
What?
That's your answer? Minus 5! No, I'm kidding. Can anybody give me an example of Section 3? 3, 2, go ahead.
When President Bush had a sickness, I think he had to get surgery or something, but he had to step down, and then so the vice president, he had to write a declaration, and that's when the vice president had
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bush actually had colon surgery, and he did give up the power to Dick Cheney. When did they tell people that he gave up that power? 4, 3.
After he came back in.
After he came back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, yeah. Go ahead, click it. And you'll notice up here, Section 1, removal of the president. Section 2, vacancy of the vice president. Section 3, president giving up power. Section 4, vice president taking power. Touch the House. Pick me a category. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 34, 7. Articles for 3. List all you can. Click it. Jack Ryan. First, actually, you have it first. You have it next. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
So he wanted to run the Senate of Illinois.
Jack Ryan was running for the Senate of Illinois. 1, 2, 3, go.
He was a Republican.
A Republican running for Senate in Illinois. 1, 2, 3.
And Illinois was a really Democratic state.
Okay.
So the Democrats didn't want to give this to the Republicans, so they went through his marriage court that he got a divorce.
They did. 1, 2, 3. Jack Ryan was a Republican. Do you remember what office he was running for?
Anybody
in the group? 5, 4. What's that?
The Senate?
Yeah, it was the Senate. 1, 2, 3. He was getting ready to win a race to be a United States Senator.